Okay, well, I don't have a good fresh red oak log. I got a bunch of leftover stuff from back last spring, actually probably in the winter, and now it's already going into fall. So it's been sitting around all summer, which a lot of times powder post beetles will get into it and ruin it for me. The sapwood spalts and it's gone, so we can't use the sapwood. But powder post beetles didn't get into it. I put borax on the bark when I first got the log, and first time I've ever done that, and I guess it worked because they're not in it. And I grow powder post beetles around here. So we'll pick up a piece of this. So here's, you know, a chunk right here that really nice looking. So I believe this will make at least, you know, 3 or 4 combs. I only need one. So let's go over to the riving brake and we'll split this out. Okay, so now you know, I'm only going to show with building this chair. I'm only going to show what's really specific to this chair. The general information I've already shot, and it's in the basic chair making information videos or on the comb back video that's been up for a couple of years. So if you want to see me go all the way to the log and talk about the logs and split it out, but with this one we're much more streamlined, and so I won't be showing that. So anyway, so I need to lay this out. I'm going to lay it out with a marker so you can maybe see it a little better. So let's see what. Let's see, what was that? So the sapwood's no good. We're just going to mark that sapwood off right now. And we need 3 inches. So we're going to come up about 3 1/4 on it. And so you want to try to split in half every time if possible. You can bend that rule, but you want to try to adhere to it as much as you can. So there's half, and now let's see what we got right there. So what I've laid out here is potentially 4 combs. The combs are tapered whenever I shape them, so it works out well with this triangular shape that they naturally come out of the log. My first split would just be to split that pith off right there because it gets a little gnarly when you're splitting it. So I'll split that off, and of course you can see that's not splitting in half, but that's okay. And then I'll probably split right here, this one, and then I'll probably split the sap off, or I'll try to split the sap off. It don't know if it's got enough strength to split off, and plus it's so small it just might break right off. But whatever, I could go ahead and do that as the second split and then split the sap off, or I could take it to the bandsaw at that point and saw the I prefer to split off if it'll split. It's so much faster and nicer, but sometimes it'll just run right out with you before it gets very far, and it's best just to bandsaw it off. So I'll use the wedge on some of this. There's no reason in really using the froe right here, other than the froe's a little user friendly because you hit it with a wooden club as opposed to the wedge where you're hitting with a metal hammer. But I'll just probably split that off with the wedge. And then this one right here I'll probably split with the wedge because there's no advantage to splitting with the froe unless you can flex the piece to control the run. And then when I get here I'll split that with the froe. So it's split some. Okay, so I put my earplugs in. I don't lose my hearing. Well, that cooperated. and nice firewood there. Let's see. Maybe I'll hit it here, then hit it back here. And that's kind of cracked it, so it should follow that, even though the wedge doesn't reach from edge to edge. There you go. See it right there. So, pretty nice stuff. I don't know if you can see the color of the sapwood through the camera, but it's not white and creamy like it would be if it was a fresh log. So if it was fresh, I'd use the sapwood out there, but it's not. It's all brash and discolored. Now I can use the froe here. I just use the little one. The big one's wider than the little one and causes the run to go further when you're first setting it, and you lose a little bit of control over it. Whereas the little one's a lot thinner. So I've got a couple of videos where I talk about the froe and how to use the froe and the nuances of it. But the basic rule is you turn the weak side up, and if needed you put pressure on the strong side, and the run should go right down the center. So there we go, two nice pieces, and you see you've got a little crook in it. I'll just follow that with the draw knife and bend that right out of it. Not any concern at all. Might as well go ahead and split this one out too. So you see the runs down to right there, and both sides are pretty equal there. I don't really see a weak side. Go. Yeah, those are sweet. So let's see if I can split that crappy sapwood off and not have to cut it off with a bandsaw. Okay, so you can see what I was talking about. One is it's not in half, it's a small portion, so the run will jump to the weak side, and then this wood is not very strong anymore, so it's already running that way. It probably won't get very far. Let's see, I'll pull on this, try to strengthen it. Now if I go from the other side, maybe I can okay, got most of it off there. And, split one more off, and then we'll go inside, or not inside, we'll go on the porch. So I'm pulling back on that, trying to give that side a little bit of strength to where it just doesn't just pop straight off with me. Just crack straight off right there is what it'd do. Okay, let's shape a comb out of this.